Greetings everyone, my name is Etterville, and welcome to the finale of my Let's Play of Micro Emblem. During the last part, I completed Chapter 18, which involved taking down the enemy king through a pretty long stage. Now, you only unlock Chapter 19, the secret chapter, if you recruited all possible members of your party, in this case about 15, and you don't lose any of them in the process, which necessitated several restarts. So, the final boss of this game, the true final boss, is this dragon, as par tradition of the classic Fire Emblem games, who is level 16 and has 126 HP, and has Fire Breath. Yeah, pretty extreme stats. Unfortunately, no one has a 26 power, so any hit from it is going to be quite damaging. Plus, it has 10 defense. So our king is going to be one of our best units, and unfortunately our units are split in 4 different corners, some more advantageous than others. But thankfully though, we can lose our units for once here. So we need to deal with these raiders now. On this side, we have these archers on this side, who may advance on this side, and we have Adam, so we better start moving up. Okay, Lex gets a good level up. I'm gonna move Sane up here and start hiding Adam here. We need to get our healers on this side. Meanwhile, on this side, they're gonna start attacking. So I'm gonna try striking this, or try striking it. And I want to try taking out these rangers on this side, so it's gonna be a little bit risky. But if I can blockade them, I'll be in a little bit better shape. Meanwhile, on this side, I can send Kent down here and miss. I don't really have any... Sadly, I don't have any healers, so it's going to be a bigger problem to deal with. Bardet needs to hide. I can get Bob down here. Meanwhile, I can actually get the king out in a better spot, so I shouldn't be too worried yet. So I'll put the king here, and name me about here. And move Ross behind, I think. Okay, let's hope no... Well, it doesn't really matter if anyone dies in this chapter. It is the final one. Yikes, they do a ton of damage though, so it's gonna be a slight problem. And somehow he keeps dodging that. Can you move over the gap? Thankfully the dragon cannot fly, so that's to my advantage. I really need to kill this knight off. Sorry, Ross. Oh. I'll hold off for one more turn there. I need to keep healing Gordon up. And eventually take it down that way. Meanwhile, on this side, yeah, Lex is taking a beating as well. Oh, wonderful. That critical was to my advantage. Get Lex some healing. No, I don't want to move the raider up just yet. Meanwhile, over here, good dodges. Hopefully we can snipe down this, well, archer. I mean, cavalier. Bob can be helpful, but... yeah, I'll hold off for this turn. Hopefully he doesn't kill off the king. Oh, yeah, Ross may die this turn. No matter. I'll take sacrifices will be needed. Sorry, Ross. You fought well, but... sacrifices will have to be needed. If I lose my king, I'll reset, but I'll take Ross's death here. Sorry. Good. Maybe we can move Bob up a little bit closer. We really need a healer on this side. Yeah, I have to move Jess back and start healing up Gordon. And slowly take it down the classic route. Meanwhile, Sane can at least deal some more damage there. And because it's isolated, I can at least deal some more damage to the Raider. And I can always heal him up. Like I said, I hope the King actually survives another blow. Otherwise, I may need to start retreating fast. Perhaps I should have got him on the pillar. Oh, okay, going there then. That's great, actually. Yeah, and Bob gets one of the best crits in the game. Thank goodness. Okay, we only lost one unit. That's better than I actually expected. Let's heal up Lex and kill off this Raider. Meanwhile, Doga should be over there. I'll move Kent to this side because he needs healing ASAP. As well as Mark and well, Namie isn't damaged at all. Good. Heal up Jess. He should go for okay, he should either go for our Cavalier or someone else. Oh, still going for our Archer. Good. Ranger, I mean. Oh, well, I suppose this is the part where I talk about how I felt about this game overall. Well, Micro Emblem overall has been quite a fun experience, if you ask me. It has been quite simple, to be fair, but I don't mind it too much. It kind of takes the essence of strategy RPGs and boils it down to the essentials. We have the main classes. We have our hero class being our Archer, and we have our Rangers for mobile Knights, or as I call them, Cavaliers for mobile lance users, Raiders for mobile heavy damage, Butchers for more accurate heavy damage but being kind of weak at the defense front, Armors to be the shields, and Soldiers being the weakest but are sword units, essentially. Essentially the Goombas of this game. Okay, I think we're good here. I'll move one up here, and yeah, I don't advance just yet. I really need better support now. But all the classes are at least semi-balanced. Though I feel, as I said before, I feel like the Soldiers really need a buff. And the addition of either a Myrmidon class separate from the King, or a Sword Knight would be quite appreciated. And maybe flying units, although that may break part of the game. But they would be balanced by the fact that it would be taking more damage from Archers, just like in original Fire Emblems. At least that's how I would balance it a bit. And, well, some of the levels feel like they drag on a little bit too long. This wouldn't be too much of a problem if it weren't for the fact that you can't really save or suspend your save like in the GBA Fire Emblems and continue on from there. I'll just... Oh, never mind. The healer moves faster, so I probably should move the King downwards, if you ask me. And overall, I would say the map design is relatively good. The second half of the game features a bit more interesting map configuration or gimmicks, like more condensed maps or forcing us to fight in corridors, but it got really fun. In fact, although the difficulty curve in the game was a little bit strange at some points. For one, I really felt that Chapter 17 was much more difficult than Chapter 18, due to how the enemies are more clustered together, whereas in Chapter 18, because of the natural barriers forming natural choke points, I had to worry less about being swarmed by all sorts of enemies. At least that's what I feel. But other than that, in the basics, the game kind of got a little bit repetitive in terms of battles in the second half. Mainly because there were no new mechanics being added, other than new classes. Though it was kind of appreciated actually having Axe Knights in the game, considering they weren't in the original Fire Emblem games. They were only really added in Fire Emblem 4 if I recall correctly, which is why I named my raider Lex after the first Axe Knight in the Fire Emblem history, that being Lex, I think. Oh no, that may have not been the best idea. He's gonna go for me now. Alright, retreat immediately. Meanwhile, eventually I'll get them down there. Although, as I said, class balance could use some work, like archers are a little bit more Magikarp power if you ask me. What I mean by Magikarp power in terms of TV tropes is that they get more powerful as you use them more. They start out pretty weak, but they get powerful the more you play as them. Or play with them. My god. I'm going to have to retreat and get a healer now. Okay, I can advance on this front then. And like I said, the soldiers need a bit more balance in terms of what they're focused on, because I feel like being the jack of all trades, they die way too easily to anything because they don't focus well on a particular stat. Like the Axion is focused more on power, the King focuses is overall kind of overpowered. The Armor Knights focus on armor, the Archers focus on hit, crit, and damage, the Rangers and Cavaliers on mobility and general dodginess. In fact, I would say the Cavaliers and Rangers are the better balanced classes. Yeah, that's a lot of damage at once. Come on, healer, get in position. Okay, he can survive another blow. And he can't retaliate. I was worried that a dragon could actually retaliate. So let's slowly take out the dragon. But I do like that we finally have a different final boss, for a change of pace. I could retry and save Ross, but at this point, I really don't feel like it. And it's interesting that we never actually saw the Gap terrain type ever in a different part of the game. It's kind of interesting. Oh, I can get in position. He'll need more healing though. Meanwhile, Naomi can do a few more blows. Wonderful. Naomi is now level 18, the highest unit in our army. Meanwhile, we need to advance here. And start killing off this Armor Knight. Let's see how the other units will advance. Ken should survive a retaliation blow, I hope. Whoa, that was an interesting crit over there. As long as that dragon doesn't crit, I should be fine. Yeah, no crit, but I need another healer fast. That Armor Knight will die in the next turn, or next attack. Sane needs some healing at the next blow. Let's kill off this soldier with Lex. He's so strong he can survive blows like a shrug of blows just like that. Oh, I really wish I got my healer on the other side. I mean, look at that, even though he's at a disadvantage from the weapon triangle, he can still survive a ton of damage. We'll give this Sane his final blow. Good, only one enemy left over then. And start moving everyone else up. 16, so that should be... Okay, he healed about 21 damage. He should survive. We're gonna slowly pelt it down. In fact, this feels a little bit less impressive than I expected to be. I was expecting the fireball to pierce the fences or something, and be ranged, but apparently it's just melee distance. And there's no chance for critting, so it makes it even easier. But to be fair, I kind of appreciate it from the very difficult levels from before. In a way, this feels kind of like a breeder level. But I do like the new music for once. Yeah, this dragon's slowly dying. If he actually went from... Oh, whoa, whoa. Wait a minute. How did that happen? 24... Yikes, he's actually losing more health than he's gaining back. Come on, Sane. Oh, I need my healer to be closer too. You can pull yourself together. I'll have to move Roger up next turn, otherwise Sane may die. And I really don't want that, as he's been so dependable for the previous run-throughs of my game. Or all the stages have gone through. Oh, okay. That's different. He's not going straight for my archers now. That was kind of a big mistake on their part. On the dragon's part. Let's see, who will do more damage? Okay. Move Roger back. Do a guaranteed hit here. And as usual in Fire Emblem tradition, or at least for me, we'll end the final boss with Mark, who has a guaranteed hit and 50% chance to crit. Let's finish this game and by killing off the dragon. Oh wow, he's a light armored unit. Interesting. Okay, let's end this. Victory! Congratulations! You conquered all the lands. You gained the title of the Dragon Conqueror. Your empire will last generations. I'd like to say kingdom rather than conqueror, as if I say conqueror, it makes me sound more like the villain. But yeah, I've completed the 18 main chapters, as well as the secret chapter where I'm recruiting everyone and not losing a single unit, until the final chapter where I sadly lost Ross. Too bad, he proved quite useful as a level 13 or level 14 butcher, but he fell to sacrifice himself for some more useful allies and protecting the king. So his sacrifices will not be in vain. And to be fair, on that stage I was thinking I was going to lose more than one unit. And I expected a dragon to go directly for my king and ending the run. So this stage ended up being completed a lot faster than I expected it to be. So yeah, I guess this is Micro Emblem then. Like I've said over the course of this level, I quite enjoyed the experience. Although I would have liked a few more units like sword knights or horse-mounted sword units, more useful soldiers who are a bit more focused on, for example, one of the stats, instead of being completely average in every one of them. And maybe flying units like Pegasi, as they could be balanced by the use of rangers and archers, who were pretty present in all parts of the game, especially rangers in the second half. Oh yeah, speaking of archers and rangers, especially archers, ooh, they were a doozy to take care of, mainly because of how unpredictable they were and the ability to shoot over my frontline units make them quite dangerous, especially with the archer's high crit rate. Well, relatively high compared to other units. That made them quite a problem to deal with, but thankfully it was balanced by their low HP and defense. That's why I always went straight for them for defeating them. And enemy healers or priests were still as annoying as I expected. But thankfully they didn't act as smart as I had taught them to be, otherwise several of the levels like chapter 17 and 16 would be a lot longer, as well as chapter 18. And this chapter too, if that priest decided to stay right back by that arch... Oh, there were no priests, never mind, ignore what I just said. So yeah, this was an interesting 19-part Let's Play. Wait. I mean 17-part Let's Play. It was a quite interesting experience, though it was a little bit frustrating at times, as the difficulty curve could use some smoothing out. But overall, I quite enjoyed this experience, and I'm looking forward to playing other fan games of this style, though with a little bit more complexity like weapon durability, as not having weapon durability, it made it kind of interesting while level grinding. Essentially it made it easier, but the anti-grinding features put into the game, where an enemy would level up if they counterattacked and connected and did damage, also kind of made level grinding easier, as you could just level up their units, the enemy units, and so you could push up your ally units much higher. That's kind of how I was able to level up Bob to such a high level, as well as get my archers and rangers pretty high as well. Especially my healers, because it constantly held damage and became ridiculously high leveled compared to everyone else. But overall, I would say the main MVPs, or most important persons of this run, were my Cavaliers, Sane and Kent, who proved themselves repeatedly over and over the course of the run, my Rangers, Namie, and then later on Gordon, who could quickly get into an action and start sniping at enemies and quickly get out when a danger presented themselves. In fact, they became my go-to tanks once they got enough defense and HP to rival my Cavaliers, as they did not suffer any weapon triangle disadvantages. Even though they wouldn't be able to retaliate, they would be able to at least survive better and have a lower hit rate, a better avoid rate, essentially. My archers, they started out pretty weak, but eventually became quite powerful in their own right, as long as they created blockages. Let's see, my raider Lex, my only raider, I was expecting another one, he proved to be quite well, though he dropped a little bit of usefulness because of his low hit rate. But once he did hit, he hit like a truck. Though you have to be a little bit careful because of his low defense, even lower than Butcher's, would cause him to evaporate pretty fast under enemy fire. But he was wonderful against the Armor Knights and Cavaliers. He basically destroyed them whenever he connected. My king, or Myrmidon, essentially later on, he was quite OP in his own right, being able to take on lance or any unit of any type in the beginning of the game, though he really decreased in terms of usefulness in terms of for lance wielding units in the latter parts of the game, although by that point I had enough Cavaliers and Axe units to deal with them. In fact, like I said, he became kind of like a Myrmidon, having 15 to 20% chance to crit, so that was kind of interesting. The weakest unit I had overall were my soldiers, Adam and Bob. Adam being forgotten, and Bob I had to level grind up in order to be useful. For most of the run, they were pretty much the worst units in the game, mainly because of not having good enough stats. Adam started out a little bit fine at the beginning, but was quickly outclassed. Although Bob later on became somewhat useful, specifically against raiders and some butchers, when he got over level 10. So there was that. Like you saw the miraculous crit he got against that raider and one-shot him. I thought I'd have to gang up on that raider and risk another turn, but Bob proved himself by just killing it out by destroying that raider in one blow. So yeah, those are my final thoughts of my party, and the game as well. Well then, I thank you all for watching me through this Let's Play, and I especially thank the creator of this game, Seva of Serenae's Forest. I hope to see you all in a future Let's Play. Thanks for watching, and have a nice day. Toodles!